Eve.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Bangin with Chloe Veitch. I am absolutely sweating my tits off right now. I'm so sorry if you can see me sweating on the camera. And I'm wearing jeans, so I've definitely got that minge sweat. Disco minge. So as you guys know, we always talk about sex and dating on this podcast, and I've been getting a huge reaction off of socials, and we've actually got over 4 stars rating on Spotify. So I just want to say thank you to everyone that loves me talking about sex. You can follow us on socials on Chloe Veitch official, which is my one, personal, and Bangin with Chloe V pod on TikTok. And fun fact, guys, our Instagram has actually been taken down because it was too seedy. Instagram can't hack it. So we are currently in the middle of recreating an Instagram. But anyway, as if you care, I've got a really, really special guest of me today. She is my bestest friend. She's super loyal. She's got the straightest, whitest teeth. She is like Princess Jasmine, and she's got an amazing bum. Nikita Jasmine, everyone, off of Married at First Sight. So let's go dating. I mean, if you don't know who she is, get to know, because she's the loudest one in the room, always. And she's just known for being real, aren't you, Nick?
I am real and raw. That's why we're friends.
Yeah.
That's why we get on. When you found us in the nightclub toilets 2 years ago in Dubai, passed out, and I nearly had to get put in an ambulance, and you took us under your wing ever since.
That was so funny, because when I first seen Nikita, I was just like, wow, she is just amazing. She's so loud. She just doesn't give a fuck.
Wild.
And because my dad's Geordie, she was like, oh, let's call your dad. When we were like really drunk, she was like, let's call your dad and we'll have a conversation with him. But anyway, we ended up sending him like a 5-minute long voice note.
We did.
In a
just
toilet.
Chatting pure waffle.
Just chatting like, oh my God, yeah, I'm a Mackham. Yeah, he's never forgot that voice note. Ever.
Oh, God. And now I'm like a bad smell. You can't get rid of us.
I can't get rid of you. Just before we get into the interview part where I ask you some fun, entertaining questions, I love doing the segment of the podcast where I say one thing that's banging, and you say one thing that's banging, and then I say one thing that's bust, and you say one thing that's bust.
Okay, sounds exciting.
Okay. So my one thing that's banging this week, because it's been 40 degrees. I can't believe it was 40 degrees. I'm actually scared.
Oh, the heat?
Yeah.
Well, I was in Mariah, so...
Yeah, no, Nikita, it was horrible in the UK.
I wasn't there for it.
Global warming. I mean, I don't know about politics, but
Same.
global warming at the minute, it needs help, I think. Boris needs to up his game, but one thing that I think is banging is talcum powder between your legs.
Keep what?
Talcum powder between your legs.
Oh, so you don't get chafe?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
You won't get that. Your
No,
pins
but-
are skinny as fuck.
Yeah, but when I sit down and close my legs, they stick together, and then I get them red patches.
I don't get that.
Do you not?
Not really, no. I'm not not really sweaty down there, to be fair. I get clammy hands. You know I get sweaty hands,
I
don't
get
you?
clammy minge.
Do you? Well, I do if I'm in the club and it's stinking and I've been out for 12 hours. Do you know what I mean? Like on my birthday, obviously went to a pool party, then we went to another party on the night, then I was in the club till 6 a.m. and then got booted out because I had knee shoes on.
Oh, no.
And I think it was a little bit...
Disco mingy.
Tacky down there, yeah.
I googled the definition. What definition?
Disco
Defo,
minge.
the definition of disco
Party
minge.
pussy.
Literally. Party pussy.
Is that what you were going to say?
And it's basically where a girl goes out clubbing or like goes out and just doesn't wash after the previous night. And it's really smelly and clammy.
I mean, we don't do that.
No.
I do wash.
I do wash with a baby wipe sometimes. So what do you think's banging this week?
So, as you know, how long have I not had sex for?
Months.
And this is legit.
Nearly a year, Nikita.
Nearly a year. So it's like, it'll be 11 months. So it was August last year.
You're basically celibate.
I am celibate, mate. I've had nothing. I haven't even had the finger in the vajayjay. I've had nothing. I've had nothing. I haven't even had a little poke.
And you love a finger.
Yes, I do. Haven't had a little prod. None in the pink and none in the stink. So what is it banging? What is it banging? What am I saying? Banging.
Yeah.
So my most banging thing, what's happened to me is I got my first bang in 11 months.
Yo! Oh my God.
But it wasn't just with like a random at someone that I really, really like.
Uh-huh.
A new Scottish thing.
Your new Scottish.
Scottish.
How does he speak to you?
Edinburgh.
How does he speak to you? All right, Nikita.
Yeah,
You want me to put a finger in your stink?
So he's from Edinburgh, so I feel like it's not as hardcore as Glasgow. It's a lot more softer.
Right.
But it's like Nikita, something like that.
Nikita.
Yeah.
You fucking little Raj. Oh, that was Geordie, wasn't it?
That was Geordie. I'm
give
trying
up.
to think of things that he says. Do you know what it is? Newcastle's not that far away from Scotland, so we're very different but similar.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
In like the pitches, because you always go, hooah!
Who
Hooah, man!
Yeah, I do say that, and he takes
Fucking
the piss out of
hell!
me.
Fucking hell, man!
Do an impression of me. One sentence.
It's all right. If he doesn't fucking...
Come on.
If he doesn't have green eyes and doesn't have veneers, I'm not fucking going near him.
That sounds Scottish. That doesn't sound fucking Geordie. You're like, hello, babe. I'm Chloe Veitch, and today this is my podcast. That's how you talk. Babe, like, just listen. Like, honestly.
That's how I do it. And I also do the hands as well.
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
jazz
how the
hands.
fuck have I got a podcast with this voice? I do not know.
Thank
you, everyone, for listening.
croaky. Like, it sounds like I've been smoking 100 a day.
Oh, no.
I sound like a man at the minute.
Well, what's your bust for the week?
So my bust is, obviously I got laid, but then I called thrush. And I never, ever get thrush. Like, this fanny is clean as a whistle. I say it to everyone, you know this, my best body part is me vagina.
Yeah.
It's clean as fuck, right? And I've not had a period in 9 years. I'm on the depot injection. So I don't even get discharge. Because,
That's mental.
do you know when girls go through the period, and obviously it's normal, like your
Yeah.
body's cleaning itself out.
I get brown discharge, red discharge,
Completely
burgundy
normal.
discharge.
I
It's
used
mad.
to until I went on the injection, and then everything changed. So I don't get like BV, nothing, you know. Could literally wear the same panties for days if I wanted to. You wouldn't even know, which I don't. And caught thrush. Felt like it was the end of my life. Itchy as fuck.
Have you told him you've got thrush?
I had to.
Did you say how did that conversation
So
go?
I literally said, I was like, you gave me thrush. And he went, how the hell have you got that? And I says, well, for starters, I haven't had a shag in nearly a year. And secondly, you've upset me pH balance.
Oh! Because do you know what? I love it. Because
what
when
the
you
girls
said that, it was like... I knew that didn't come from you and it come from someone else.
Did you?
Because the way you've just said that was like very authoritative.
So Sophie,
pH balance.
Me bestie, Sophie Casage, she always tells us that if you catch thrush after you've had sex and you haven't had it in a long time, it upsets your pH balance and then it's all over the place. And
I get BV all the time because I have
Which is
got
normal.
low pH balance.
Yeah.
I went to the doctor and they swabbed me and they said, your pH balance is really low. You've got a very sensitive vagina. And even if my mum changes the washing powder, I
Still.
get a stinky minge.
Do you? You're on tablets though, obviously.
No.
Just live with it.
No, I just have to
Oh, you
wash.
do get it. You told us before, remember? In the hotel.
Yeah, I have to wear I have to put these like little pods in,
Remember what
pH
would
balance
smell
pods.
funny? You stayed at my hotel one night and I said, I can fucking smell funny. I don't
I
know
was
if
like,
mine
it's
or
me,
yours.
Nikita. I was like, Nikita, it's me. Because we both had BV at the same time, didn't we? And I was like, is that my minge or is that your minge?
Yeah, I'm snorting. But anyways, obviously had to tell him, had to go to the, when I was in Spain, wasn't I? I was partying, I was living it up. It was my birthday. So I went to the chemist to get the thrush tablet, but then I went out that night and because I had too many bevies, I spewed. So the tablet didn't even do anything.
Spewed as in like...
Sick,
you were
vomited,
sick.
like whitey. And then because of the heat, it was making me fanny itch even more. So I was scratching away. I was like, I'm going to have to go back to the chemist. So the lasses were sick because they're obviously on holiday, wanting to have a good time. And they're coming with me backwards and forwards to like the pharmacist. I had to go to 3 different places.
I'd be fuming.
Because one didn't have what I wanted in stock. The second place did have the chemist, but he was flying back out to see us, and I thought, well, I can't be getting touched like this, so then I wanted the cream on top.
How much did that cost you?
Oh, fortune. But I didn't want the pessary because I didn't want all the green stuff. Do you
What's
know
a
what I mean?
pessary?
It's the tablet that you push up and then it like comes out of you. over
Yeah,
a
but
few
if you
days.
use that of an evening, just before you go to bed, basically this is my thrush routine, okay? Because I get it all the time. Every time I'm on antibiotics now because I've got a chest infection. And every time I take them, I get thrush. And my thrush routine, for anyone that's listening that's ever had thrush or doesn't know what to do when they get thrush or is embarrassed or too embarrassed to talk to anyone if they have got thrush. Basically, it's like an itching, burning sensation down below, and mine goes like a puffer fish. It goes huge. Like, I had it in Dubai with Nicole, and she was genuinely scared my flaps were going to burst. It was that big.
Well,
it was
like chubby fanny.
It was like 4 inches long. My lips went to 4 inches long, and they puffed up.
In
it was
length?
disgusting. Yes.
And then big?
And then they're not long.
Have you got a picture?
No, I didn't take one.
I want to see what it looks like.
So my routine is go to a pharmacy, you pay £12 for a tablet. It's called fluconazole. And it's over the counter. You literally just walk into a chemist and you say, can I have a thrush tablet? They give it to you, you take it, and it goes instantly. You just use a bit of Canesten cream. But Canesten cream and normal cream over the counter are the same. But Canesten, because it's a brand, they charge more for it.
Oh, yeah, I knew that. So if you got like Asda's own make,
yeah,
you get it cheaper.
It's like the Wish version. It's like the Wish version of Canesten.
But the only thing is with the pessary, right? So you know how you said to put it in on an evening? And then the stuff comes out here during the night.
Yeah.
For some reason, it comes out of me over the next few days still.
Oh.
So you know when you have a shag and a lad spunks up you? And the cum's still coming out of it. Do you get what I'm saying? So I tried to explain this on holiday. I actually tried to explain it to the pharmacist. So basically, if you have sex and then the cum goes up, and then you have a shower, the cum still trickles out later on.
Yeah.
So when people go, we'll just use the pessary and have a wash, it's still inside, so it'll come out when it's ready.
Yeah.
And I needed the vajayjay to be like nipping. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So did you shag him again when he come back and flew back?
Well, he couldn't come back out because of work, business.
Fuming.
So I'm going to be seeing him soon.
Okay, well, everything happens for a reason. It's a good job he didn't come because you had thrush.
No, it went in a day.
Oh, it went in a day?
Yeah, because that tablet she gave us was very strong. She in 24 hours, you'll be perfect. So I went
amazing.
great. So I was clock watching, and then 24 hours later, it was fine.
Oh, amazing.
I got all the girls to check.
So, with this new guy, obviously I won't dive too deep into it because it's new and it's fresh. You're not the type of girl, because I remember you saying, I think it was either on Celebs Go Dating or Married at First Sight.
Yeah.
You said that you don't shag before the 5th date.
3 and 5.
3 and 5.
5's my lucky number.
So, out of a scale of 1 to 100, or like 0% to 100%, how many times do you stick to that?
Well, I don't really shag that often, do I?
No, I know.
So, obviously, I was with my first lad for 3 years. I was with him, great relationship, didn't argue, whatever. When we did break up, I was single for 10 months. And I think in that time I was dating like 2 people, but I knew them. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't like one night stands, whatever. And then I got with me ex, who shattered my heart into a million pieces. You know all about that. Was with him for 3 years, had the house, had the pet. Thought we were going to get married, then broke up. And within that time, I was only seeing, obviously, you know who in Dubai. And then when I got back, you know who again. And that's it. And then when it ended with like that, the person previous, I've done nothing. I haven't been dating. I rarely text anyone.
That really, to be honest, like, because I know you, I know you're a good girl. And I know that when you like someone, it's 100% you're loyal, right?
All in.
And you are all in. And I love that about you. It's an amazing quality to have because not everyone has that. But because I'm your best friend, I can say this. But from an outside perspective, because you've got the BBL, the big boobs, you've got like the loud personality, you're open about your sex life, you're open about everything. Like, do you feel like some people judge you as being someone that is obsessed with sex or easy to get? Like, do you think that guys have that perception or first impression of you?
So I've actually asked lads that. I was asking people when I was in Marbella. So like people didn't know us, like certain people who I met and stuff. And I was like, I ask weird stuff because I'm random.
Do you think I'm a slag?
I was like, what do you think of me? I said first impressions, I want to know 3 things. And the girls used to laugh their heads off. I literally knew these people for about an hour and they used to go, she's fucking mad her. I said, come on, 3 things. And they used to say like, you're very loud, but I can tell you're very honest and like loyal. They said, we can tell like you're a proper good girl and you're very in touch with your emotions. I'm deep, do you know what I mean?
You are.
But so I feel like if you didn't know us and you walked past us in the street or you saw us at a bar, people probably would get the wrong impression if they heard me voice and saw us in like a skimpy dress with my tits pushed up to here. But I think if someone gave us 10 minutes of the time and they actually listened to us and spoke to us.
And got to know you.
Yeah, I think, you know, what you see is what you get with me. There's no filter. Like, if people want to be a slag, they can. It's just not my nature. I don't shag every week. But I've got friends that do.
Yeah, me.
And great on them. Do you know what I mean? I think it's mint, but I catch the feels.
Yeah.
And then I get heartbroken and then everyone's got to put up with us. So I only really give this golden pussy now to people that's worth my time. Do you get what I'm saying? I mean, this Scottish boy, I didn't stop talking about it when I was away. I said, listen, this pussy is priceless, mate. I said, it's not being touched, like the cobwebs need blew off. And not many boys believe, oh, shut up, man, you haven't had sex in a year. I went, trust us. I went, it's like a polo hole. I said, you're going to have to break us in. I said, I'm like a virgin. And when I was with me last ex-boyfriend.
I love you.
Right, when I was with me last ex-boyfriend, I'd not had sex in 10 months. That's on me mother's life, by the way, before I met him. I kept saying I hadn't had sex in nearly a year. And when we had sex, it was like a fucking war zone, bloodbath. Because it was that tight. It's like fat sausage going down a tunnel. Do you know what I mean?
So why do you think you have been able to be without sex for so long? Because when you do find someone you like, that you get to know...
I'm at it.
You're at it like a rabbit.
I am.
So how can you go from not having sex for 11 months... to being at it for like 24 hours all throughout the night with a certain person you like? Like, what is it? Like, what changes? Is it like, I'm going to respect myself, or is it because you've got high standards?
Or a bit of everything.
Okay.
So I feel like, I mean, I'm not Kim Kardashian, but me standards are pretty high.
You could be, though.
Well, I feel like I bring a lot to the fucking table.
You do?
You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm a good-looking girl. Maybe not today because I'm a bit rough, but I've got mint banter. I'm a good shag. I'm loyal. I don't really party much. You know that. Rarely go out. I'm sitting in the house stroking my cat all the time. Never cheated on anyone in my life.
Yeah.
I'm humble.
Yeah.
So I feel like I bring a lot. And I want somebody to like me for me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Not like this Nikita Jasmine they see on TV or because of whatever else.
Yeah.
Like, for me. So I think that reason. But then, obviously, I've got dildos. Obviously, I've got bullets. You know, I keep myself happy. Love the shower head.
That's me.
Blasting the bean on the shower head.
I don't know anyone that fucking does that. I feel like a weirdo when I say
week.
that. Literally.
But then it bruises. So sometimes the pressure is too fast coming out the nozzle, and then it turns the bean purple. I've had to ring the girls because I've been in pain, and then it hurts, so then I can't touch it for a few days because it's too fragile.
I've never had that problem before. You must have a proper power shower.
Honestly, it's strong as fuck, mate. Strong as fuck. So
is it one of them special TikTok ones?
I haven't used, you know what I'm like? I'm like a grandma. You'll have to show us. I'm like an old granny when it comes to technology.
Because you don't
know
really
what
use
I'm like?
social. You don't really use social media, do you?
I mean, me Instagram I do, but when it comes to like reels and TikToks, I need guidance, I need help. I'm ringing the pals. I can barely just edit a picture.
Yeah. So like what we've just touched on is you basically saying like, you know, you bring a lot to the table, and I fucking respect you and admire you for that, because certain... Like with me, for example, I can only speak on my own experience, and I feel like anyone that's listening that have watched or listened to previous episodes of the podcast, I've listened to them back as well, and I can hear myself putting myself down in certain episodes. I'm like, yeah, but, and then I'm making excuses for certain behaviours that I know I shouldn't accept. So I'm given advice, but I'm not taking my own advice. So to be honest with you, even though I'm the one that's talking to you today on my podcast, you're the one that's also making me feel like empowered. So I really hope that there's anyone listening that is feeling that from Nikita today. Like, what advice would you give to people that are listening to like help them get to the point where you are today in like your self-worth? How do you recognise certain qualities you've got about yourself in relationships? Like, do you go through certain stages of feeling shit about yourself and then feeling great? Or is it this, do you have like a certain routine that you do?
I feel like, because obviously back in 2020, like just before I met you, I was rock bottom when I come out of like me relationship with me previous ex-partner, and my confidence was just knocked massively. And I know everyone's been through heartbreak and whatnot, but mine was bad, like with a capital B. And he literally like left us for no reason, basically. Like, he couldn't give us a reason as to why he didn't want to be with us. So naturally you think, am I fat? Am I ugly? You know, are we not having good sex anymore? Is he not attracted to us? Has he met someone else? And I beat myself up something rotten. I didn't leave the house for 6 months. This is gospel truth. I mean, it was during COVID, but I didn't leave the house, didn't wear any makeup, stopped taking pride in my appearance. I would just live in like joggers every day, which isn't a bad thing, but I wasn't even getting washed or brushing my teeth. Couldn't get out of bed. I had like black rings around my eyes because I wasn't sleeping. I wasn't eating. I was literally eating a boiled egg every day just to like survive. That sounds crazy, but I wasn't starving myself. I was just that heartbroken and helpless because I lost my grandma at the same time. So it was like I was dealing with obviously grievance and then obviously the boy who I thought I was going to marry who wanted to propose to us. So then after that, when I moved to Dubai, I just had to like pack me shit. The girls were like, come on, we're going on a girly holiday. This will change your life. Cried the full flight. I had no interest in going. Yeah. And when I got there and I realised how many other people were single that were around us and they were older than me, because at the time, how old was I in Dubai? 26?
Yeah.
I kept thinking, oh my God, I want kids. Oh my God, I want to get married. And I felt like...
It's that social pressure, isn't it? From
like
other
time's
people.
ticking.
Yeah.
Like, I need to do this before I'm 30. And do you know what it is? You don't need to put a time scale on anything. You just need to relax. So then when I went there, obviously I started getting attention. I remembered who the fuck I was. You know, I was going out, I was meeting new people, I made loads of friends like you.
Yeah.
You know, everyone thought I was hilarious, full of banter, and I thought, do you know what it is? I'm the fucking big cheese, me, I'm the real deal.
Yeah.
So then I started to like, I don't know, like I was getting me makeup, I was doing me makeup on a night to make me feel good. I was going to get my hair blow dried.
Yeah.
I was socialising. I wasn't keeping myself locked indoors. And you know, I was getting out and meeting new people and it was hard. And then after that, I just kind of blossomed as a person. And it was weird, but when I went through like my depressive stage, I used to take pictures of us when I was having like panic attacks and meltdowns when I was crying. And when I got to the point of where I wanted to be, like my confidence, I used to look like back on pictures of myself at how low I used to be. And I used to be like, do you know what it is, girl? Like, give yourself a pat on the back for how far you've come. Don't start crying.
No, don't. It really upsets me that you went through that.
Because I was bad, mate. I feel like even when I met you, I was still a bit of a wreck, to be fair. Because I was just trying to like, you know, I didn't really have like a purpose of life. I was just trying to not run away from things, but I was trying to like...
But you didn't want to face up to it because it's like, well, you're that hurt. And how long was you with him for?
3 years, but I knew him longer than that. We were together solidly for 3 years, but I knew him for like 5 or 6.
And you lived together?
Lived together, house together. You know, went on 7 holidays together. We done 3 shows together. Do you know what I mean? It was very like intense. 3 times I went to Turkey. He wiped shit off my arse and, you know what I mean, looked after us, tied me shoes, brushed me hair. Like he was me boyo. But obviously now, like, my life's changed for the better. And I do feel happy.
And you're a boss bitch.
I am a fucking boss bitch.
And
so are you.
I know. I love it because like in this lifetime that we have, right, it's so nice to... Not nice, but it's... Even though we have hard times and even though some of us have had toxic relationships and things that we just can't put our finger on, like everything happens for a reason, but why does it happen? What if I actually want to know that reason? Like I want to understand it and like
closure, do
you know what I mean? Yeah, and I just feel like every bad experience we ever have, if we just trudge the roads and just reach out, like what you said that really help you push yourself into this like different version of yourself almost, like you were reborn, was being around your friends, speaking out about how you felt.
Yeah, I forgot to mention, I'm very open.
Yeah, not isolating yourself. Obviously you isolated yourself at the beginning and you were in this little like bubble of like anxiety, depression and fear, and like pushing yourself out of that and like speaking to your friends, then going away and then realising, fuck, like I've been in my own head for so long. You learn lessons from the experiences you've endured, and you should be really proud of yourself.
Oh, don't, I'll get emotional.
You should be really proud of yourself.
I cried the bloody X Factor, so I don't want to cry today.
We ain't got no makeup on, so it's fine.
I know, I already feel dead emotional.
Right, okay. Well, we'll move on from that then, because I do love getting deep, but I also love talking about dick.
You do.
Few questions for you.
Okay. You know I don't like big dick.
No, I know. That's crazy.
Can't stand it.
I don't
Fat
like...
and chubby.
You like fat and chubby dicks?
Not short, not like a chode. But like,
I don't mind a chode.
well, I've had a chode. You know that.
Oh my God. Right, so you're known for being your complete self, right? Everyone knows. Nikita Jasmine, just say it how it is, right? Completely honest. What's the wildest thing you've ever done or said on the first date with someone?
Oh, God. Probably loads, to be fair. Wildest. I mean, it depends what you class as like wild. Like, obviously, I've had wedgies on a first date, and I've physically said to them at the table, like on Celebs Go Date, and I was like, I'm so sorry, I've got a wedgie, and I had to rip it out because he was trying to have a conversation with us,
And it was
what he was
itching.
saying wasn't going into the skull because the wedgie was up the bum crack. So all I cared about was getting the wedgie out. So I had to say, I'm so sorry. I couldn't be asked to walk to the toilet; it was miles away.
Oh
so
my
that,
God.
and people would be like, oh, it's cringe. He found it funny though,
Yeah.
because I'm honest. I
Yeah.
sanitised after.
It's relatable.
Yeah.
I would do that. I wouldn't even sanitise, Nikita.
Would you not?
No,
Watch
I'm a dirty
poo
bitch.
particles on the nails.
Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it.
alright.
That's all right. If someone catfished you on a dating app, what would you do?
Absolutely bail. Wouldn't even. Well, actually, I'll tell you a funny story. So, a few years ago, I was talking to this lad on Instagram. Never met him in real life. He wasn't a beef at the same time as me, but I'd never met him, and we started chatting for a week, but we didn't FaceTime. On his pictures, fit. And then
He used his face app.
well, this was years ago, so we didn't, but I don't know what he done. He obviously edited something. But he was on his way to pick us up that night to go on a date, and on the way in the car, he texted us saying, just to let you know, I'm a catfish. Like, people think I'm a catfish. So we've been chatting for a week, and he's on the road to pick us up, and I thought, why the hell has he said that? So straight away, anxiety through the roof. It made us, feel like under pressure. And I shit you not, I walked out the front door and he was parked outside and he got out the car. He looks like Earthworm Jim.
What is Earthworm Jim?
You know what that is?
What's Earthworm Jim?
You need to have a look on Google. Like, it's this skinny, like, little worm thing. Awful, like, heads, like I don't know, like, all twisted and, like, weird.
So what did he look like on his photos?
Not Earthworm Jim. Like, fit, like, muscly, ripped. He looked very tall. So, like, I don't know, like, the angles that he took, he was, like, dead short in real life. Like, that. Do you know what I mean? Very different.
I don't understand why people do that. Why would you do
I feel
that?
like if he hadn't a text us saying, people think I'm a catfish, I probably would have been a bit shocked, but I wouldn't have, like, been as shocked. Do you know what I'm saying? Because he said it. So... But
did you say to him, like, yeah, you're a catfish?
No, of course not. But when I got in the car, my mate was texting his mate at the time, and I texted saying, do not fancy him at all. And she was like, shall we go on a double date tonight? I'll text his friend. And his friend said yes. So rather than us two going straight to the restaurant, we went and picked me mate up.
Right, okay. So it made you feel a bit safer.
Yeah, so there was 4 of us.
Okay.
So it was a bit like, it wasn't so intense.
Yeah.
And then I done a runner later.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Couldn't bear. Years ago, though.
Have you ever, like...
If he listens to this, I'll feel guilty.
Have you ever gone on to a date, like, with a guy and realised I really don't fancy him and it's really awkward and just, like, left?
Not really, apart from him. That's the only bad date I've ever had. Because I'm not a serial dater.
No, you're not.
So I've never had dating apps, like Tinder, Hinge. Well, I think I've had them, but I've never been on a date. I've never been on a Tinder date, Hinge date, whatever you call it. And I've never, like, met someone off Instagram and just went on a date. I've always known them, whether it's been through mutual friends or I've met them at a party. So I've already had that vibe.
I think that's the safest way, though.
Oh, for me it is. My anxiety's through the roof.
Yeah, for me, like, I've dated a couple of people through the back of Nicole.
Yes.
So she would have dated someone that has a friend or a brother and they're like, oh, well, you like Chloe. And I'm like, okay, perfect. Because then you know that they're not a murderer.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
of course, yeah.
It's like, okay, they're not a murderer. I can go on that date. I've never been catfished before, I don't think. Obviously, I went on The Circle, but that was a game about catfishing.
Yeah, of course.
Do you feel like, obviously, you're very open about your plastic surgery and the surgeries you've had? You've had, what, a BBL? 2 BBLs.
2 BBLs, 3 rounds of full body lipo.
3 rounds of full body lipo.
Nose job.
You've had a nose job?
Closed rhinoplasty. So it was a nose job, but they didn't change the tip in the nostrils. I had a bump on the bridge. I had, like, a little hump.
So where did they insert?
No, so they put the metal tools up the nostrils and then they scrape the nose to make it smooth.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
So I still had a cast on for 6 days.
Wow.
But my eyes didn't go black because on a normal nose job, like open rhinoplasty, they would break the tip and
Turn
they
to the
would
side?
change the nostrils.
I love it.
I know, I want it redone. I've
Why?
literally just been saying it today.
Stop it.
You know what I'm like? And then 2 boob jobs,
2 boob jobs.
1 uplift and 1 reduction as well.
Why reduction?
Because my tits were fucking bigger than my head. I had porn star tits. And they were breaking me back because I had so much breast tissue, didn't I? So my implants now are actually really small, but I had so much tit when I was younger.
Yeah.
Like when I was 16, I had knockers like Katie Price, but because of the weight, they naturally sagged.
Yeah.
So I wanted them smaller and perkier. And with that little lift.
Do you think, since you've had plastic surgery, it's helped you with your confidence in your sex life, your dating life? And answer that and then I'll ask you another one.
So I wouldn't say that anyone needs to get plastic surgery, like you do what you want to do. But for me, it was the best thing I ever done. And I don't regret a thing. Because I just think if something's playing on your mind constantly and you want to, change something about yourself, it isn't a bad thing.
Yeah.
Like, you don't live to please others. It's not like, there's nothing wrong with Nicki Minaj, which is very, do you know what I mean, full on, very plastic. And I know I don't look like that. So it's not like I'm trying to be this Barbie doll and turn myself into a new person.
You just want to enhance what you've already got.
Enhance what I've already got, exactly. And there was tweaks that I wanted, and I kept thinking about it, and I'd done my research.
Yeah.
I looked into my surgeons. I spoke to girls who had the surgeries that I wanted. So I proper invested my time into it. And then went with it, followed the aftercare. And with me, like, that's brought us so much confidence. Because like before, I was very self-conscious in a bikini. You would never catch me at Ocean Beach in a bikini. I would always be in a swimsuit.
Yeah,
So
I was going to say, what pushed you towards getting the surgeries? Was it insecurities, confidence issues? Was it comments off of other people? Was you ever bullied for, like, your body?
I was never bullied because I hid it well. So with me, I had very naturally slim arms and legs from my dad. And then I had like quite a big pot belly. I had no bum. And then my boobs were quite saggy. So I used to wear baggy clothes. So you would just see these stick legs and stick arms and then baggy tees and baggy jumpers. So I never really got the piss took out of us because nobody saw.
Yeah.
And even when I was in relationships, I was really weird. Like, if I got out the bath, like, I would have the towel wrapped round us and I wouldn't let them see us naked. And if
Really?
And if we had sex, like, if I was lying down,
You'd cover 'em.
we couldn't see you're flatter when you're lying down. So I knew me angles. It was dead weird, and I thought, I can't live like this forever. Do you know what I mean? There's just things that I want to change. So I just rolled with it.
Yeah.
And then after that, I felt good.
Yeah. Would you say that it affected your mental health before you got the surgeries? Like, were the insecurities to the point of, like... Because, the boob jobs and the BBLs and the lipo that you've had, it's a lot.
It's dangerous as well.
It is a lot.
Very dangerous, I know. I would say so because, everyone knows, but like, you compare yourself to girls on social media.
I do it all the time.
And you've got these like beautiful, pretty, like Victoria's Secret looking girls, at beach clubs doing whatever, and you look at them and think, why the hell do I not look like that? But I'm not saying I'd done it for them, because that is not the case. Because I still don't look like a Victoria's Secret model. I'd done it for me.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to do. My ex I was with at the time, he didn't want us to get it done, but he
Really?
supported us.
Yeah.
And he said, if that's what you want to do, as long as you don't go overboard, I'll be there every step of the way. So he didn't put pressure on it, nor did he force us.
Yeah.
So that helped as well. And my family, they're very supportive. You get some parents who are like, no,
Yeah.
you're beautiful the way they are, and they do think that. But
See, my mum and dad were like that when I was like, I want to get my boobs done. One thing that I've always wanted to know is, what is it like to have a BBL done? Because I've always wanted one done, but I've been told that I can't because it's dangerous for me because I haven't got enough fat. So I have to put on weight.
That's right.
To then be able to get it done. But is it as bad as what it looks like? Because I know that on TikTok and stuff, there's videos of women who have had like tubes in their legs and their bums and like drainage.
Same as me.
And they're like on the floor screaming, like blood pouring everywhere.
Yes, you've got to get drains. I must have a high pain threshold, to be fair. The first time I had it done, I thought I was going to die because of the pain. But it was more of the lipo. It was the vasa lipo, because obviously they make keyhole incisions, put the tools in, and then they just chop the fat up like vigorously. Obviously, you're asleep. But the only way I can describe it, when you're first healing, like when you bend over, do you know, like to tie your shoes or like whatever, like it's like someone's chainsawing you, like. It's mad. But it is bearable though. What got me through it, and this is going to sound crazy, I'd wanted it for so long. Like I would say to girls, if it's on a whim and you see a girl with the bum done and go, I want that, think about it first.
Yeah.
So I'd thought about it for ages, and then when I experienced the pain, I thought about the end result.
Yeah.
So I kept thinking, this is what you've wanted for so long.
Yeah.
Stay positive. You're going to be absolutely fine. You know, a lot of people are quite shit with the meds, and, you know, they won't take the painkillers, and they don't clean the incisions properly because they're in pain. And, like, you have to get washed and you have to use what
Do you have to get up and walk about and push yourself past
or you
that?
get blood clots, you have to. And it's hard because you're aching, and naturally when you're in pain, you just want to lie there. But I didn't. So I was getting up every hour. I was making sure my legs were functioning.
How long did it take you to recover from it?
Well, you can't sit on your bum at all for 6 weeks, but I do 8.
How did you manage that?
So I got a BBL cushion. So I had to take that.
Was that a cushion with a hole in it?
No, so it's like a cushion that goes underneath your thighs and your bum hangs off the back of it. So basically, if you were sitting on a chair, your bum wouldn't be resting on the chair.
What?
So, like, I took a few weeks off work, but at the time I worked in an office and they knew I was getting it done. So I used to just have to use the BBL cushion every day. When I was lying in bed, you can't lie on your hips because I got fat in my hips to give us that, like, hourglass figure. And then I couldn't lie on my back, so I had to sleep with the BBL cushion underneath. Like 4 pillows under my legs to keep us raised. I've got pictures on my phone. I've been through it so many times now. And then 5 under my back. But I was nuts, and I used to get either my nose done or my boobs done at the same time because I'm impatient. So obviously I couldn't even lie on my face because a lot of girls lie on the stomach. Well, I couldn't because I had my boobs done one time and my nose. So I was literally, my ex used to have to place us on the bed. So he'd have to like position the pillows into the correct position and then lie, and then I just didn't move all night.
See, when I got my boobs done, I couldn't move for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I couldn't move.
It's hardcore.
I remember just eating What's-Its, laying on my bed, and I was like that.
Couldn't move.
Because under the muscle is the most painful surgery to have.
I know it is.
Whenever I breathed, it was like my chest was
Heavy.
just being ripped out. But yeah, I used Dr. Fratty, and he was amazing actually. I wanted them really natural, and I feel like they're like, yeah.
I feel like mine look too natural, and I like them fake.
No, I love them.
Do you think
they're very bouncy? They look really soft.
Right.
I'm gonna dive straight into this one because obviously you were on Married at First Sight. You were notoriously known for speaking your mind and for not settling for anything less than what you wanted.
Exactly that.
Right? And I really admire that because I sometimes get with someone, lower my expectations, settle, and then I'm not happy. And then I have to go backwards through the cycle of getting into a relationship, having to pull myself away from them, stop communicating as much, and then have that closure conversation of, I don't want to be with you anymore, which is sometimes really hard because they don't want you to let go.
Nah.
Like, do you think you would ever get married again?
Oh, 110%. A lot of people's asked us that, and it hasn't scared us. It hasn't put us off.
Is it not?
Because I wanted to get married anyways before I'd even done the show. So obviously I had it all planned out with my ex. Like, he'd spoken to me mum about bloody proposing. It was before my 27th birthday. I'd looked at engagement rings, had my wedding song picked, had where I wanted to get married picked. So none of that's changed. Because when I'd done Married at First Sight, it was completely different how like I visualised it. So only because I didn't meet the love of my life doesn't mean that like I can't redo it again.
Yeah, exactly.
Just next time it's going to be the real deal. So whoever I marry the next time, they've got us till the day they die. They've got no choice. We're going in the grave together.
I see. I've always wanted to know, how does it actually work with Married at First Sight? Like, if you actually, because do you actually marry them legally?
So it's not a legally binding contract because that's illegal, obviously, but it's classed as a social experiment. So everything's real in terms of like, you know, you get the church, you get the priest, you know, you have the wedding dress, you've got your bridesmaids. It's very full on. You've got to do your vows to one another.
Wow.
But it's kind of like, it's just a social experiment to basically see if you work together and if you're going to make it.
Yeah.
And, you know, people on the show have been engaged in real life since the process. They're having children. Just for me, unfortunately,
it didn't work that way.
It was as dry as a fucking crisp, so it didn't work out at all.
When I was watching it, I was like, oh no, she's not going to be happy.
Boring, you knew. The thing is as well, everyone said I had the best looking lad on the show. I had the fittest. He's a model. So, you know, visually he's not bad on the eyes, but he just wasn't my... Not even type. He had no banter. And I can't explain how much banter is key.
Do you think that you don't have to answer this one,
No, I will.
but do you think that they knew that you were going to kick off when they chose him for you?
Oh, of course.
Because for me, when I was watching it, because I know you, I was like,
because you rang us after the first episode.
yeah, and I was like, I just know that they done that to create
purpose.
TV gold.
Yeah.
Because you're a good TV personality, and sometimes I feel like producers can prod at people like that to see if they can get a reaction.
Yeah.
But you did handle yourself well. You were just true to yourself.
Off, mate, what you going on about?
But you were true to yourself.
I was.
You were true to yourself.
I feel like, obviously, in any reality show, they've got the villains and the victims, and you don't get to choose that. They kind of like know what they're going to do. And obviously, you had your timid people, and then you had your in-your-face people. And I was in that category of like very like loud, raw, same as Morag. What you see is what you get. So naturally, I think they're gonna partner you up with people who you're probably not going to get along with.
Yeah.
And then the people who would come across more sweet, and innocent, and wallflowers, they'll put them with like people who actually want to work. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because when I got out of that horse and carriage, that glass horse Cinderella carriage what I had, and I saw him at the bottom of the altar, I was like, he is not a bit of me. Everyone knew. Me mum said it to me dad, and me bridesmaid straight away hadn't even seen me when she ain't gonna like him.
And just so everyone is aware, right? I was speaking to you before you even went on it.
Correct.
Okay. And obviously, because we've both been on TV before, we know what it's like. We can't tell anyone because there's NDAs and whatever, right? And I remember you saying to me, because a lot of people I've seen certain comments, people are like, oh yeah, but was you clear about your type? Did you tell the producers that you actually wanted someone that looks like this? Like, you told the producers they need to have green eyes.
More clearer.
You couldn't have been more clearer. Like, what were the things that you told the producers you needed in a husband for it to work? Because some of them are non-negotiable.
No, you are right. Like, excuse me, I did mention personality qualities, but they didn't show that because obviously they wanted to make us look vain. So visually, what I wanted was, you already know this, I don't even need to tell you, green eyes. I like light eyes. I'm not saying if you've got blue or brown, you're going in the bin, but I like green. Green's very rare like me, so I like green. Green, good set of gnashes.
Yeah,
I do love turkey teeth, you know I do.
Love a bit of turkey teeth.
Not afraid to say that. Ideally over 6 foot.
Tattoos.
It's not a must anymore.
It's a bonus.
Yeah, it's a bonus. Like,
Tanned.
Has to be tanned. I can't be going out with Casper's Apprentice.
Have they got to be taller than 6 foot?
I mean, like, if you tick everything else and you were like 5'11", 5'10", do you know what I mean? I'm not as strict as what I used to be, but if we're talking about the ideal man, 6 foot, green eyes, good set of teeth, tan, brown hair, good dress sense, sick banter, but obviously that I've probably described your stereotypical fuckboy.
Yeah.
Where I need someone with very good morals. Like, as you know, like, I'm very close to me dad. So I do like people, but I'm close to, me family. So I do like people who are very family orientated. Loyalty and trust is a huge thing to me. Like, I've never cheated on anyone in my life. I'm known for that. Like, I'm ferociously loyal.
Do you feel like, because what I've just heard you say there is, I feel like that also plays a part in why you've not been in a relationship for so long.
Do you think?
Because you know that you're loyal. And I feel like because you've been hurt before in the past, when you get with someone new, if you don't see exact traits in them that you see in yourself, you're like, fuck, could he cheat? And then you're almost scared to get into it because you're like, oh my God. I feel like that's why... I don't know. I mean, quote me if I'm wrong, but I feel like there's certain fears that hold you back from committing to men because you're scared that they're not like you in the term of being loyal.
I am petrified, like petrified, because I feel the heartbreak that I went through, right? And people may disagree on that, may disagree on this, but I personally think it's worse than death. Like the pain, because you're grieving for someone that's alive. And what I experienced a few years ago, I would not wish on my worst enemy. Like, I thought there was no light at the end of the tunnel. So naturally now, I'm very scared. When I was younger, I didn't really think into things too deep, but you don't.
Yeah.
Like, when you're like 18, 19, 20, you don't think, am I going to marry him? Will I have kids?
You just crack on with it.
You just go with the flow. You have fuck buddies, you have a laugh, where now I'm like... I can't date him if he's not going to be the one. I can't entertain him if I can't see a future with him. Do you get what I'm saying? So,
I get that pressure as well.
Yeah, and I do. I put a lot of pressure on myself, and it's not that I expect a lot from someone, but I feel like the things that I'm looking for in a man, like personality-wise, the just like normal, nice natured things. It shouldn't be a lot to ask. But I do feel like the good looking ones are arseholes, and then the ones who are maybe not as good looking, the good boys, they'll look after you and treat you well, but you get bored, man.
Obviously, you're a loud, outspoken girl, and you don't normally have sex that often because obviously you like to wait and see if you like that person.
I'm a bit of a prude, aren't I?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
But when you have it, you love it.
Yeah.
Are you outspoken during sex? Like, do you ask for what you want? Because we've had previous people on the episodes of the podcast before where, like Eden and Lloyd, for example, Eden has trained Lloyd
Into what she
licking her
likes.
out.
Yeah.
So she will pull his ear and he will know what that means.
Right.
So when you have sex with a guy, obviously because you've got your boobs and your bum and like you're feeling all boss bitch, when you're having sex with them, does that portray in like the confidence level of, no, I don't like it in this position, can you bend me over?
Yeah.
Or, yeah?
Tell them. So like, obviously the new thing, when we first started sleeping with each other, I told him what I like. So I like what's the word? I like passionate sex.
Okay.
I don't like being drilled. I don't like where your head's like off the headboard like that. Don't like that. I like it like slow and passionate. Like I want you to like feel us and like kiss me neck and all that. And I told him eye contact,
Okay.
obviously. But I like it more like slow and like sensual. And I told him that on the first time we done it.
So for anyone listening that wants to be more like you, how would you advise them into getting to that point?
Well, it's hard because I just see it, don't I?
So you just sit down, like pretend I'm this guy, yeah? I'm whatever his name, the Scottish ting, okay? So I'm the Scottish ting, we're having a drink and whatever.
Yeah.
You're right, Nikita, da-da-da-da-da. Like, would you literally just say, right?
That's exactly you know what I'm like. So I literally just turn around and like, obviously you get on the topic about sex. I was saying I hadn't had a bang in 11 months. And then he was like, what do you like? And then I was like, well, I love getting me fanny licked. I was just honest. Do you know what I mean? I says, I love getting licked out. And then he was obviously bigging himself up, saying he was amazing and whatnot. I was
They
like,
always
yeah.
do.
I was like, that's what they all say. I'll be the judge of that. And then I don't know whether he asked me, what do I like? Or I just came out with it. But I was like, I like slow, passionate sex. And he went, I can tell that. I went, how? He went, I just get that vibe. I went, I can't bear it when lads just go in and they just fuck for hours so hard. Oh,
Yeah.
nah. I like making love. Even if you're not in love with them yet, I just like that like feeling. Do you get what I'm saying? And he done as I said.
Fucking hell, that's mental. Well, do you know what? I have had a few DMs on the Bangin TikTok page,
Right.
and a few emails, and a couple of listeners want us to give some advice on certain situations. You up for that?
Fucking advice from me.
I know. So, advice. How do I get my boyfriend to go down on me? He says it's not something he does because his friends always said it was gross and not something boys do. Please help. Hang on a minute. Are you having a laugh?
I've heard that before, you know.
Really?
I have heard that before.
I've never had a guy that's not wanting to go down on me.
So when I got with my ex, who I was with for years, he wasn't a massive fan of it. Obviously, he'd done it. He wasn't a virgin, but he wasn't, like, big on it. He didn't mind other foreplay, but he wasn't keen on licking down below. But he said he'd had bad experiences in the past. So obviously with me, I told him, like, that's what I like. And when you've been with somebody for years, naturally they know your body and they know what you like. So we obviously done it all the time and he got used to it. He was fine doing it. I enjoyed it. But you just need to be open and honest with your partner. Like, if that's what you like, you just need to pleasure each other equally. Do you get what I'm saying?
I think it's about compromise. Like,
I don't like sucking dick, you know, I hate it.
Yeah, sometimes
good at
I
it,
don't
but I
like
like
it. Yeah, no, literally. But how do you push past that point?
Well, I just get on with it.
You just do it.
Like, at the end of the day, if I want one in the pink and one in the stink, I've got to do something back for it. Do you know what I mean? But obviously, with sucking D, it doesn't pleasure me in the slightest. And cum tastes of, like, gloopy sea salt.
I know, I don't like it.
So in my eyes, I don't understand the benefits of it. But obviously, lads love it. Do you know what I mean? Most of them. Like, my ex, he could happily just let us suck his dick and not have sex for the night.
Really?
Loved foreplay. But I like foreplay. Good thing, actually, good compromise this, because I do this.
Okay.
This is my favourite.
Listen up, everyone.
69er, because I love getting the fanny licked and the little prod at the same time. and they obviously like getting the dick sucked, but then you complain because you're not getting the pleasure at the same time. So they don't like licking fanny because what's happening to them, and vice versa. So do the 69er.
So
that is my favourite thing, 69. Love
sit
it.
down with your boyfriend. Right. Any advice I'd give to anyone that's in any situation, no matter what context, always be open and honest.
Yes.
Always. Because men are not fucking mind readers.
They're not.
They do not know that we love what we love unless we tell them. So if it's a deal breaker for you and you're after a guy that takes pleasure in licking you out, even if it's just a quick fumble for 2 minutes.
Exactly.
Just sit him down. I'm going to pretend to be the woman and you can be the man, right?
Okay.
Right, so you're this boyfriend. I
also like this, don't they?
I'm really horny tonight.
Same, babe.
But I just don't know if I want to have like sex straight away.
So what do you want then?
Can we experiment with like a 69 maybe?
So does that mean you're going to suck my dick?
And you lick my minge?
For how long? I ask a lot of questions, so naturally.
Like 5 minutes.
Come on then, let's have a go, but you need to do it right.
Exactly. And that is how it is done. Do you know what? I think you're going to be absolutely fine, babe. As long as you're honest and open with your boyfriend. I don't think he should base what he likes on what his friends like.
Exactly, and don't change if that's her thing.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want that, like, at all. Like, if she tries and he's not interested,
fuck him off.
Put him in the bin.
Put him in the bin.
Exactly.
Life is too short to settle for someone that won't lick your minge.
I agree. Here.
Literally, I'm giving a round of applause, everyone, because this girl, you need to know your self-worth. If you want your mini licking, you go out and get it.
Yes, you do.
Because no one is gonna lick your minge,
and you can't lick it yourself.
You can't lick it yourself. So you got to go find someone to lick your minge.
Exactly, mate.
Oh my god. Well, hopefully she ends up getting her minge licked.
Hopefully.
I'm actually rooting. Can we find out who this person is?
Yeah,
so
I'm rooting for her. I'm intrigued. I want to know.
Yeah, I'm going to get the producer to message us. To let us know the Instagram so we can actually message and ask if she does actually get licked out. And we'll relay it on the next episode.
We will. Well, I won't, but we will.
Right, so we always tailor a game to our guest.
Love a game.
Okay, and this game is called Bang or Bust. So I'm going to give you dating app one-liners.
Right.
And I'm going to read out how these people slide into the DMs.
Is this complicated?
No.
Okay.
Tell me if it's bang or bust for you.
Okay. So bang means good.
Yes.
And bust means shit.
Yes.
Okay.
So imagine a guy sliding into your DMs saying this.
Okay.
You look like a cat crossed with a clown in a good way.
Well, I love cats, don't I? So I've got a cat. So, and my cat's beautiful. So
Yeah.
in a way, I would entertain that question. And I'd be like, what do you mean? Tell me more. And then I would make a decision on what that next answer would be. Because I love cats. And clowns, I'm hilarious. So you might be on about my personality there, class clown. Do you get what I'm saying? So that wouldn't... I would say a bang for that.
Fucking crying.
Yeah, I would say a bang.
Okay.
Because I like cats and you don't know what he's talking about, so I'd want to know more.
Okay, so you're quite intrigued.
Yeah.
So if there's anyone that wants to slide into Nikita Jasmine's DMs, say she looks like a cat and insulted by saying she looks
Cat and a clown, and I'd want to know more. Yes.
Right, so that's a bang. Second one.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Well, I hate this.
I want to stick my tongue so far up your ass that I taste the shit you've been going through.
I quite like that. I think it's quite humorous. I would say a bang for that, you know. No, I would say a bang. So that we keep talking about the new thing.
Yeah.
He keeps telling us how much he likes me arsehole. And how much like he wants to lick it. And he says mad shit. I mean, not as in-depth as that, but similarities.
So you like a guy that's very upfront and tells you, I want to lick that ass.
Of course. And as well, I quite like the ending. Do you know when he said, I want to lick what did he say?
I want to lick the shit you've been going through.
Yeah, I feel like
he'd be very comforting.
Yeah, he understands what I've been through. And it's like, oh, bless.
Just let me lick that shit out, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say bang.
Bang, okay. Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
I loved that one.
Same. Mm-hmm. Number 3, I want to cover you in blue paint and spank you like a naughty blueberry. I'm getting Charlie and the Chocolate Factory vibe.
That's making us cringe. That's making the toes curl. I don't like that. That's bust.
That's like a kink, a blueberry kink.
Yeah, we're not into that. I've got no like mad fetishes.
No, same.
So with that, like, you know, people get foot fetishes and whatnot. It's normal, but that's not a bit of me.
I'm just like, bend me over, make me come 3 times, and I'm in love with you. You don't have to paint me like a blueberry and spank me to make me fall in love with you, babe. So
Don't
that's
like
a pass.
that.
That's a bust then.
Do you agree?
Yeah, no, I definitely fucking agree. Oh my God, Nikita. You have been literally one of the best people I've interviewed because you're just so open and honest. We need more people like you in the world.
The best.
Honestly, I love you to bits.
I love you too.
Thank you for coming on.
I've loved it.
And thank you for being so open and honest. And for anyone listening that has previous preconceptions of Nikita or has seen her on TV, there's a lot more that meets the eye. And
I'm a very nice person.
She's a very sensitive, very down-to-earth person that wears a heart on her sleeve. And she's basically celibate!
Woo! No, not anymore!
Oh, not anymore!
I was! Woo! Party!
I love it. Right, well, we're going to leave it there, everyone. I love watching the video replies that you send us on TikTok and Instagram. Obviously, our Instagram's been taken down, but by the time this episode comes out, hopefully it's up and running again. But yeah, thank you to everyone that's listening. And please rate the podcast. It's my little baby, and it would mean the world to me if I had 5 stars. But yeah, that's enough from me and Nikita.
Thank you so much for having us, I want to say. It's been an absolute pleasure.
I love you.
Anything for you. I love you too.
But yeah,
I'm sweating.
on to the next episode, guys. Woo, woo, woo!
Woo!
Over and out.
Bangin with Chloe Veitch is part of the Eve Podcast Network and a Forever Dog production. Executive producer Tracy Soren. Development executive Mariah Nickolas. Senior producer Pulama Kaufman. Producer Ewan Newbigging-Lister. Post-producer and theme song Brian Hevron Smith. Cover photo by Greg Bailey. Forever Dog Productions is Joe Cilio, Alex Ramsey, and Brett Boehm.